Hey, how's it going?
Major Geary, it's Mr. Travis Hall.
Hey, good to meet you. What's your name? Mark.
Hey, one of the things is for us today,
Okay.
we're here to file a police report
Okay.
of an assault.
Okay.
We understand that at some point there will be questions, but the initial piece that needs to happen with the case number, a file number, we need to file the assault charge before we try to answer any questions that the gentleman wants to ask him. But I know the right procedures is we're here to file a charge. Then at that time, if we want to do questioning, that's our decision. But we have to file the charge first.
Okay.
And that's where I'm at.
Okay. Before you tell me how to do.
Well, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you from what I know from the outside that we should know to do. Yes, sir. Not what you to do.
Okay.
I need you to respond to me about what are the steps, because all I know is what's briefed on TV and what I understand about the law as well.
Right.
So it's not your job.
So the way it happens in real life is we take complaints. People will come and say, we have a complaint, and they say, hey, we have this incident that happened. We take reports based on alleged crimes, but in order to do so, we have to gather facts. We conduct investigations. We do things thoroughly. This is a state of law enforcement agency. We're not some Mickey Mouse operation.
Is that what they call your office?
Is that what?
That's what they refer to you guys as?
Who does?
Mickey Mouse operation.
No, I said that's not what we are.
Okay.
So what Investigator Graff here is investigating a case that we took a report on with multiple parties involved in that report.
Mm-hmm.
If that same incident is what you were referring to, something that happened at 650 a couple nights ago,
Mm-hmm.
then a report has been filed on that.
Then let's stop right there.
And we are.
Then let me ask this question.
Okay.
If a report's been filed, you allow that report to be filed. This report that he's filing is an assault charge. Subsequent from that
So it's a different incident.
it's the same incident
same
filed
way.
by two different parties.
But what he's saying, they filed what they wanted to put in their report.
Yes.
I got a whole different side of what
That
I
we
want
need
to
to
put
file.
in a report of my
That's where
own.
we at.
So if you are alleging a crime has occurred and you were the victim of it,
Yeah.
then Investigator Graff is going to have to talk to you. He's going to have to ask you questions because that's what we put in the report.
Yeah, you put in a report, but we're here to file a report.
And that's what we're going to do. But
So what you're saying is when we leave here, before I leave here, I got a report in my hand that has been filed.
Not in your hand, but it will have been filed.
So the only thing he needs to really give you is an assault on him.
But I cannot
we thoroughly
take a thorough
investigate
report
things.
without asking a question.
No,
That's my whole
I
thing.
didn't. No, listen. I'm just trying to make sure we clear.
I read that form down.
Me as a citizen,
Mm-hmm.
I got it. Y'all do your own jobs. Ain't nobody here to tell you how to do your job. What I'm here as a citizen is saying that if another report has already been submitted and filed, that report is independent of what we're about to file, because we're filing the assault charge.
But everything you just told me ties it in with the case that was filed. So
But
it
it's
can't
gonna
be independent.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, it can't be added to that because we came in on our own recognizance, because no one gave you a contact for me. I came here on my own. So if I'm going to file in association with that case that's already filed, then someone should have called me or my son. So now that no one has called us, there's a separation there that says we now have to come in.
Hang on a minute.
Okay.
You were, based on what your dad told me, I'm not asking you a question, I'm telling you. Per your dad, you were jumped outside of 650 by 4 or 5 athletes from the team. I'm just telling you what I know. Most victims would call the police right then. That's where the disconnect is. That's why your son was never contacted.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know who he was until recently. I can't contact a victim if I don't know who they are and they don't come to us. Does that make sense?
So we skip that. Now you know who he is.
Okay. Now I'm going to ask questions about it because I want to hear your side. That's the reason for the form.
So your questions that you ask him, or is that a police report that's going to be filed that we walk out of here with a piece of paper on our hand with a case number?
with our records, it doesn't work releasing it that way, that quickly,
How does it
everything
work?
like that. This will be
tied to a case number.
the
That's
existing
right, I'm
case
asking
number.
for a case number.
Right.
When
It'll
I
be a
walk out here, I
supplement.
want a case number.
We'll be able to give you a case number.
Before I leave.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I'm
That
asking
you will
for.
have, yes. So, but pursuant to questioning, and this happens with a lot of cases,
Mhm.
I may ask someone something, they start telling me a story, they admit to something that was illegal that's totally unrelated.
Mhm.
That's none of my concern.
Now, let's
But-
make sure we clear why we on this thing here. There's no practice not to give you what you need. Let's make sure we understand as a group. We don't understand as the citizens. So we have to come in and say, hey, we understood you get to file the report. But in order for you to file the report, are you saying you need information to file it? Or do you saying, can I come in here and just file a report? One, do I come in and I can just file it without providing information? Or two, I have to put information in it to file it.
You're not going to file a criminal report without providing us enough information to warrant the report.
Okay.
Otherwise,
what-
we have to put refuse to cooperate or something like that because it's not,
Okay.
it doesn't let us conduct a thorough investigation.
Okay,
What
now,
we're
let's go
doing
now.
is-
I
okay.
just want to make sure,
Okay.
when I walk out of here,
You get a case number.
I'm here to supervise that. I'm allowing him and I can stop him at any point, and I'm not going to influence it.
Okay,
But-
but you understand, how old are you?
18.
Okay, you realize that he's also an adult.
And he-
Okay.
if I didn't realize it, he wouldn't be here.
But you being here is a courtesy,
Okay,
because you weren't present that night, correct? So you were not a victim, you were not a witness?
but
you were
I
not
am,
involved?
but I do get, and I'm willing to challenge you. I do get to be here with him under his request. There ain't nothing in the law that can't stop me from being here with his request.
Okay.
Because right then, if he says
We're
that,
going to, we're going to follow this investigation
You gonna
through to its fruition. We're going to talk to many people who were involved in the case.
Okay.
What we are not going to do is talk to people who are not involved in the case, and we are not going to have people interfering with the investigation or butting in or anything like that. If he thinks that he needs to have an attorney here, he can get an attorney, and an attorney can be present. But you don't have the right to be here like an attorney would.
but you do also know.
All right, well, hold on.
No. Let me say my prayer. You do understand that it's a right of me as his parent, as a citizen, to be here. Long as I don't coordinate any question that he does,
I'm not entirely sure that you haven't already done that.
then you might need to ask that question. You might need
The
to look at
first
the report.
question you coordinated, there's nothing on this form that says for an adult, the parent has a right to be here. If he were juvenile, that'd be a different story.
Mhm.
And it's to the point where it's going on an hour and a half now, and
If
I haven't
it's
heard a
an
word of testimony from Kamara.
Okay, if it's an hour and a half and you're not able to understand my responsibility and what I feel, then this is not a challenge for you. This is making sure the process is good. Now, in order for you to understand my position, there are things I don't know about your law office. And I said those things. I want to do the filing of the charge. There's me coming from the outside saying,
Right.
I want to come make a
But
complaint.
you can't file a charge.
But
because
he
you are
can't.
not a victim. He
All
can.
right, well, now this is
And
my
I
question.
would be happy to talk
Oh.
to you as a parent.
But he can file
who
a
has
charge now.
Parental concerns, and me as a police
So he can
supervisor,
file a charge now.
He can talk to Investigator Graff and tell us what happened.
But he's not going to determine if it's a charge. He's going to file that charge.
He's going to determine whether a crime occurred based on what he said. We
Okay.
have no idea what he's going to say. I
Okay.
can't tell you if any charges are going to be made because we've yet to hear a single fact come out of the victim's mouth.
Okay.
Well, this is my question.
Okay.
You say whoever wasn't present, witness, whatever, wasn't involved in what they filed. So who filed their charge?
There we go.
Was it one of them? Was it them? Were they the victims, or was it one of them people from the school that wasn't involved? Like he not involved.
We don't know who was involved.
I'm saying they filed a charge.
He's asking you a specific
They filed.
question.
You said you can't get people involved that wasn't at
Just point it.
the whatever crime scene they filed a report on.
Right.
So who filed their police report? Was it somebody involved there, or was it somebody?
Was it the
they told?
university or was it the athlete?
That's what
he's
I'm
saying.
asking.
Okay.
Because what you're telling him, he can't do the same thing.
He can.
You're telling me you don't want to hear from him. So who did you hear from? Did you hear from them?
I'm not investigating this case. Let me tell you what. Why don't you talk to Investigator Graff? All he's wanting is to find the facts. Okay.
I'm cool
So
with that.
if you hold up, because you're already interrupting.
Okay, I'll tell you what.
Which
I'll
is
tell you
gonna
what.
bring me to my next
All right,
point,
I'll tell you
okay?
what. All right, is there any
So
other
if
person in this building?
If you would like to talk to him.
Is there any other person available? Let me get somebody else
This is
available.
as high as it's gonna get today.
This is as high as it's gonna get.
You can present the facts of what happened. He's going to give you every opportunity to lay out the series of events the way that they happen from your perspective.
Before the
He's going
question
to ask that
starts.
you.
Before it starts.
I haven't even asked a question. I'm trying to talk to your son so that.
And he's trying to ask you a question with me. He's saying what I'm saying to you. I'm saying to you,
He's
if
sitting there-
somebody else walked in here
Mr. Hall.
and filed the
Mr. Hall.
complaint.
Mr. Hall.
Who filed the complaint?
Mr. Hall, can you stop talking?
Okay.
Can you stop talking for 1 minute?
Let's go to 1 minute.
Okay, 60 seconds. Give me 60 seconds,
go.
okay?
Okay.
Your son is sitting here listening to me. I'm trying to explain
got
the
the 60
process, and
seconds.
no, because you just talked, so the time just reset. Because you can't sit there quietly for
Let's go.
60 seconds while we try to help you.
Okay.
Your son is sitting here listening to me trying to explain the process, and seems like he's willing to give his side of the story because he was there and is saying that he was the victim of something. We're trying to help him with that. Don't talk. So as I'm sitting here explaining, you continue to interrupt me. The reason that this has not proceeded successfully this morning is probably because of you.
I'm thankful it was me because here's the thing that most citizens don't know. Most officers, and this is not me attacking you, when citizens come in, citizens aren't abreast of what responsibilities and things that y'all follow. So you have a lot of that going on in the community right now. So now you have a father that's here to make sure that the line of questioning is correct. The way that it's also taught out there on public law, public perception is, in order, if you need to file a report, come file it. The question that he regarded back to you when you wanted to tell me it can't proceed because I keep saying something, I'm standing up here as a parent to say, hey sir, where am I wrong for saying if we come to do a report? The one thing that you're not understanding is, we left that on the whole time with me, what he talking. Now he's got to do it with no issue. But I'm talking about the proper steps. If I walk in here and file a report, then we're asking, why are we not able to file it? Who said we had to do questioning?